waiting here for my train, and I picked up a great Game Boy Advance game to play. This is called Static Shock, and it's developed by the guys at Vicarious Visions, one of my favorite development teams out there. They did the great Spider-Man Mysterio's Menace cartridge that I really liked. Now, Static Shock is another type of superhero, but what's cool about him is he has all these awesome electrical powers. So some of the stuff that you can do, of course, you can shoot these electrical bolts at the bad guys, but you can also charge up manholes and levitate and fly around like that. You can magnetize things, so garbage and pieces of metal will fly all over the screen. You can take things like giant blocks and stuff and magnetize them and move them over there so you can jump up to other levels. There's actually this bad guy that you beat up on that has all of these flame and fire effects all over his body, and he's throwing fireballs at you. You fight these big jelly monsters and stuff like that. Lots of nice, clever surprises, hidden extras to find throughout the game. Static Shock's a cool WB cartoon, and it's a great Game Boy Advance cartridge. Go check it out. Static Shock GBA, 8.5 out of 10. I like this one. All right, we're back, and we're going to talk now about Pokemon Colosseum. This one's from Nintendo for the GameCube.
It's TBG.
Yeah. Explain TBG.
Turn-based garbage.
Oh, right, okay, yes, it's the new genre that you created.
Right. Do you think they're turn-based, though, because they originated from the Game Boy Advance?
Yes.
Game Boy?
From the Game Boy.
Okay, but now we're not on the Game Boy anymore.
I know.
Wouldn't it be fun if you could actually release...
Be the monster and then fight in real time. Right.
And then just kind of battle each other?
Well, it might
I figured
be fun,
that would be fun.
But it wouldn't be what Pokemon...
I mean, I'm going out on a limb there.
It's the first time that you're actually playing a role-playing game around Pokemon. The N64 Pokemon Stadium games were really just battle games, where you fight the Pokemons that you collected and
by pushing
fighting. Exactly.
Unfortunately, not controlling any of the characters.
Well, that's the style of gameplay that they've chosen for the series. Now, this time they've added a bit of a story around everything. It's a little bit darker.
I personally find no fun whatsoever in just doing this.
You can choose to play the game that way.
And win.
Well,
and win.
At the beginning. It's very simplified at the beginning to sort of get you into the game.
Okay,
but as
you
fight tougher and tougher Pokemon, you're going to have, and tougher Pokemon trainers, you're going to have to, use some of the other skills that you collect along the way. Another thing that they've added to this game, which is in keeping with the Ruby and Sapphire GBA games, you can have 2-on-2 battles. So you can have, like a tiny army of Pokemon against another tiny army of Pokemon. You also get a Colosseum mode in the game. That's where the name of the game comes from, where it's just all battles, just like Stadium, where you can import Pokemon from your Ruby and Sapphire Game Boy Advance cartridges and have them fight. You can also play with your friends. They have to use Game Boy Advances to link up and do all that cable thing like Final Fantasy Chronicles.
But there's not enough, like, it's not the Madden football of Pokemon.
No, you're right. You're
you play Madden football, there's a gazillion things you can do. So maybe I can slightly look past the turn-based strategy part, okay? But why do they have to have all of the constant reading?
Yes, I knew the complaint about reading.
I want to be told the story. If I went to a movie...
You wouldn't want to read through a movie?
No, and that's why I hate foreign films. I will say this. Can I talk about a positive thing?
Yes, you can. Actually, it would be very different.
It would be different.
Yeah.
The positive thing, which I was excited about, is they actually, although it is kind of MIDI, but they actually use orchestral music.
I like the music
in the game.
It's very nice.
And they did a good job of the music, and it was nice to see. Fans of the series are going to love it, but I got to give it a 5.
I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I have to be honest, I prefer playing Pokemon games on the Game Boy Advance. On the positive side, this is the first time we're getting a 3D RPG Pokemon on the consoles. The music was pretty cool, and you can upload all of your saved Pokemon from Ruby or Sapphire.
On the negative side, if you don't like turn-based games, you're definitely not going to like this one. Although all the Pokemon presentation and gameplay has been updated, it just doesn't seem like it was enough. And the only way to play Pokemon multiplayer is if you have a bunch of GBAs hooked up to your system. This is called the 8-foot extension cable with Spool.
And you can get it for the PlayStation 2 or the Xbox. What do you think of this thing?
They couldn't think of a better name than that.
Well, what are they going to do? What are they going to call it? The Hyper Cable?
Sure.
The Hyper Jumper Cable?
That's a great name.
All right, well.
You can call it any of those things, just not extension cable with spool.
All right, well, what did you think of the extension cable with spool?
The design on this is extremely interesting. What it is, it's all in a little
spool
case, spool, and the way to extend it is
to turn the spool.
By turning the spool. Now you're thinking to yourself,
that's the idea anyway.
That's the idea.
Right.
The reality of this thing is that I have never been so frustrated with a peripheral in my entire freaking life.
First of all, you need some kind of like military grade, wire cutters or something like that to be able to open the packaging for this deal.
The packaging's incredible.
Yes.
It is so impossible to turn this thing to get the cable. So you have like a 2-inch cable coming out here, and a 2-inch cable coming out here. And I'm turning, and I'm twisting, and everything's all screwed up inside, and I'm trying to get it 3 inches, and I got my foot on the thing. You know, a lot of my internet gear I have now, like when I travel with like my mouse and my internet connection, got that little spool that you snap, and it all goes back, and it comes out real nice.
Yes.
No. They went the way of Pokemon Colosseum. Turn-based. Huh? Turn-based garbage.
Right. And
TBG.
So basically that means you turn it once and then you pass it to a friend and they turn it once and...
Now I'll tell you what. Damn thing's shaped like one of those pucks that you put in the urinal.
Right.
And that's exactly where I put it after I finished this review.
So you don't recommend it then?
Absolutely not.
I don't recommend it either. On the positive side, the extension cable with spool is a pretty cool idea.
On the negative side, it's impossible to open the packaging. It's impossible to turn this thing to get the cable to extend. Bottom line, it works better as a urinal puck.
Stick around. After the break, it's 7 Samurai versus Onimusha Blade Warriors.